Glad to know you're still with us. The NGX All-Share Index and market capitalization depreciated by 0.06% to close the week at 51,222.34 and 27.899 trillion naira respectively. The market opened for 4 trading days last week as the federal government of Nigeria declared Monday, 2nd January 2023, a public holiday to mark the New Year's celebration. A total turnover of 921.856 million shares, worth 27.154 billion naira in 15,601 deals were traded last week by investors on the floor of the exchange. In contrast, a total of 1.88 billion shares valued at 18.98 billion naira that exchanged hands last week in 12,036 deals. The financial services industry led the activity chart, contributing 66.88% and 23.76% to the total equity turnover volume and value, respectively. The industrial goods industry followed with 138.314 million shares, worth 13.356 billion naira in 1,063 deals. The third place was the conglomerates industry with a turnover of 55.931 million shares, worth 92.845 million naira in 502 deals, while the top three traded equities, namely FBN Holdings PLC, Boa Cement PLC, and Guarantee Trust Holding Company, contributing 48.85% and 63.35% to the total equity turnover volume, contributed, to the volume and value, respectively. Joining me to make sense of this is Ambrose Omodion, the Chief Research Officer, Investigator Consulting. He's right here with me in the studio. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Perpetua.
All right, let's start with the week-on-week decline. What do you have to say about that?
For me, that is not a decline. I would say that is just profit-taking activities. The market has ended on a very good note for the year 2023, seeing a kind of a mixed trend, what I call it, for the fourth week of the year and for the month of January. Second development. We saw that the high cap stock like Ete and Boa Cement brought the market down marginally. And this morning, what the market lost last week already started gaining. That means the same high cap stock that brought the market down last week are likely to also pull the market up. But one thing investors should understand that, for the past 5 years, we have seen a change in trend in terms of the month of January. And for you to be a successful investor, you must understand what we call trend repeat itself. If you understand that trend repeat itself as an investor, how do you prepare for that trend that is coming? But most of investors or Nigerian traders, they don't follow what's happening in the market, not looking at, if this happens so period, like always know that, December is always Santa Claus rally. People want to prepare for that in December. Also, in our market here for the past 5 years, January has changed. And what has changed since the high cap store like MTN, Excel, and Boa came to the market, they also change the face of the market. That means for you to invest probably in the month of January, you must understand this trend. Food stocks are yet to move. Then now the index is around the 52,222 points as at Friday. This morning market is already in green. I believe that those high caps that are yet to move, their time is already here. Because if you look at the numbers of those high caps, they are still in a positive terrain that will also support their payout. And don't forget that when they move, the market will also go in that direction. That means as a trader or investor, look at those trends and prepare for those trends whenever it's coming. So you can take advantage of those trends, because in technical analysis, you said trend repeat itself. You must look at, when this trend always come and prepare for it. Now people are saying, the year is election year. Here they are panicking already. I say, why must you panic? Because before now, we saw that this investor, the foreign investor has put a market in that trend that during the election, market will be bleeding. But we have changed the structure of the market. That's also sink into many investors, psychology, all of that. This time, we are not depending on those foreign investors again. The market has come to be that we have local players, especially institutional investors in Nigeria. That means if you understand the term of our political environment, they know that with what is happening now, like in the last 1 week, I've seen a lot of manifesto that tell you where we are going as a nation. If those leaders are saying this, they're able to put into practice, that means the research we're all preaching or the change or shift in policy we're all expecting will come. For me, investors to take advantage of this research we're expecting to position for what? For good returns. Knowing that election will come and go on 25th of February, by God's grace, we'll all go to the poll and vote. Whoever that might as president, we have seen the caliber of these people, we know where they're coming from. Whoever that come, will also impact the economy, also impact the market positive. For me, investors should not be afraid.
All right, thank you so much. Very quickly, let's look at the top three performers. We have the financial, we also have the industrial goods, and we have that's at conglomerate. Talk to us. This now for the financial, everybody knows why financial institutions are there. Yeah. But for conglomerates and also for the industrial goods, I'd like you to talk to us about why we keep seeing them in the volume chart.
If you look at the trend in our market, I see it has changed. Another matured market, fear of inflation has kept the market, down for the year 2022. But here in Nigeria, despite the headwinds we saw in 2022, our market closed positive. And look at the sector that also closed positive. These are the sector we just mentioned now. And also we already in the new year, and we expect that inflation figure will also remain in that direction. And look at the yields for these companies, that also their numbers instead of any seed of this company are high. Stock like Nigeria Build, I'm not marketing it. That stock has returned almost more than 16% or 20% within just year to date. Or for me, it tells you that there's something, and that is why you see that sector is leading. If you look at the industrial sector, this has sector that has what we call it commodity or asset back instrument, because they are selling instrument, they are selling a product that also reflect. If inflation goes up, that's something that you must take, whether there is good or bad. And for building materials, you know that their demand is also, for me, saying last time, whether you increase the price, we will still build. That means that market is sure. And you know that we're having an infrastructural problem in Nigeria. Let's tell people, for that, we need to close that gap. What means there will be business for cement industry, construction company. For me, those should take it as an idea that where should I put the money? Or those conglomerate companies also, because they're not dependent on one source of income. They are coming from energy, from agriculture, because they're conglomerate, they have a way of putting their things together. That's why, as an investor, you also diversify your portfolio. If a company is diversifying their source of earning, because if I'm in agriculture, I'm earning, I'm in energy, I'm earning, I'm in transport, I'm earning. At the end of the year, which sector that go bad, my result will go with positive. So investors are looking at which sector or which company has that diversified business that they are in different sectors, where at the end of the day, the bottom line will still remain green. For that is why people are looking at these sectors. All
right, thank you so much. I think in close, I'll just take your closing thought very quickly.
Yeah, actually, for me, I see the market starting on a green note today. I suppose we're going to close green, but for this week, we expect this trend to continue. But they expect the market to see keeping 5 days off. Expect that profit also will come until we start seeing those on the set account for the year 2022. For me, the market is still very strong.
All right, thank you so much, Ambrose Omodio.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we've been speaking with Ambrose Omodio, the Chief Research Officer at Investor Consulting. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll delve into the analysis of the economic plans of the top 3 presidential candidates in the February 25th general election. Stay with us.